I'm Will Kempton. I'm Chief Executive Officer of the Orange County Transportation Authority, but I'm here today in my capacity as Chair of the peer review group created by Chapter 267 of the Statutes of 2008. We are, as you have indicated, Mr. Chairman, still reviewing the document. We haven't had a chance to formulate any specific recommendations yet, but I think I can make some general statements which will hopefully be helpful to your membership. I will say, and I believe that this will be supported by the other members of the peer review group, that the plan is a substantial improvement over previous plans that have been produced by the High-Speed Rail Authority. And I think one of the things that is most heartening, and this goes beyond my position as chair of the peer review group, but also as a head of a transportation agency along the corridor, the blended approach which the business plan embraces is something that is welcome news. We have long sought that approach. We think it's a reasonable approach to proceeding in a way that will allow high-speed rail to be implemented segmentally or incrementally into the future. I would say also that I think the plan does lay out a reasonably logical sequencing approach, and I think it makes a very good case for segmental construction. As the plan cites, the interstate system was not built in a single fell swoop. It was built segmentally, piece by piece, and any major project is going to require that approach, particularly one with this expense. There is an identification which was previously lacking as to when private sector funding would be available. Whether or not that comes to pass is of course open to question, but at least there is a plan to say when private sector dollars would come into play. It does call for early investment in other segments of the system. We think that's a good thing, and particularly again in those areas on the blended segment. However, there still are problems that I'm sure the peer review group will call to the attention of the legislature. I think we're concerned about the schedule delay. We understand the reasoning for it, but it is still problematic. As you move a project, particularly of this magnitude, out farther, it's more expensive. The cost increase is, of course, quite dramatic, and I appreciate the fact that this business plan appears to take a very sober look at the costs, and that is positive in that sense, but it is a large amount of money. And I think probably the biggest concern that we will have is that the plan does not identify funding to complete either one of the initial operating segments, and those have a cost of about 20 to 30 billion, as I recall, in the business plan. And there are some sources of funding identified, but those sources are by no means assured, and that's a significant cost to be in place before the operation starts returning money. We will want to look carefully at ridership and revenue projections. We also will want to, as the analyst has indicated, be looking at risk identification and mitigation and some of the operating assumptions that have been made. And finally, it is very clear that staffing is still a problem for the High-Speed Rail Authority. That is not a problem that has been generated by the authority, but that issue needs to be addressed if this project is going to proceed. Mr. Chairman, that's just a brief overview and summary of some of the things I think we'll be looking at as we conduct our review.
Thank you. Let me ask my colleagues if there are questions of either of these two presenters.
Quick question, Mr. Kempton. As far as the peer review group, how many people sit on this group?
The peer review group, Assemblymember Valadeo is, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Valadeo, thank you. The peer review group consists of 8 members. 6 of those positions are filled. There's still 2 vacancies.
Who picks these people?
It's a combination of the governor, the Department of Finance, the Secretary of Business Transportation and Housing, as well as the Controller and the Treasurer. And
all these people are completely separate, independent. None of them have any gain, any financial gain from the project itself?
That's correct. There's no financial conflict of interest associated with our members. None of them are working for consultants or others that are engaged in the project.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.